What's going on YouTube? Drano's back at it again, bringing you guys another video. So back at it here on Ultimate Team, continuing my series of budget players. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. If you guys don't know, I did go ahead, I put all of these videos in a playlist for you guys to check out. If you missed a specific position, or if you ever want to go ahead and go back just for future reference, go ahead and check it out. I'll try to, like I said, I'll try to link it up below. I know I didn't do it the last time, but I'll make sure to do it this time. Go ahead and check that out. If you guys are enjoying it, hit the like button, and if you guys are looking for more future episodes like this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. What I want to try to do to basically have like a culmination of all these videos is once it's over, like I go through every single position, is I want to try to work on doing like some squad builders, maybe try to do some collabs with some people, just some things that I have in mind, you know, while I still do this. So be on the lookout for that. But for today's video, we're going to be back and going over a position that I think is actually pretty important. Obviously, I overemphasize the importance of the safeties, but I'd say outside of the safeties, though, I think the outside linebackers are very important as well. I think the biggest reason for that is just because, at least in my defense, for my schemes that I run, they are the guys that are usually rushing the passer. Now, obviously, I know you have DNs as well, but I feel like for the speed that they offer, I think outside linebackers are very important to, really take into consideration. And I've got a list for you guys here of five outside linebackers, both left and right. You could kind of pick who you'd want on either side and go from there. But 5 outside linebackers that I feel like would be great additions to your team. Again, just same stipulations as the previous videos, 5 players at 100K or less. So let's go ahead, jump into this video. Guys, so coming in at my number 5 spot, we have Jadeveon Clowney from the Tennessee Titans. So obviously he was a card that he got added in late in the year through the Blitz promo. As you guys can see, his power up is a little pricey right now, but there's not too many on the block here. And plus, just something to keep in mind, whenever I go through these videos, I'm on PS4. If you're on Xbox, I would say you're at a significantly higher advantage, just because the Xbox market is so much lower than PlayStation is what I'm noticing. But let's go ahead and take a look. As you guys can see, on PlayStation, he's 124K. But just to go ahead and just show you guys here, because I do have Mudhead pulled up, he's actually only going for around 90K. So obviously in this case, he's a little bit overpriced right now on PlayStation. And then I saw even on Xbox, he's only going for 60. Now, when comparing the stats with this Clowney, just go ahead and pull it up here. 85 speed. So, if you're running just double sprinter, you can get him to 87 plus like a theme team. If you're running Seahawks, Texans, Titans, get him up to 89 speed, which is pretty good. Power move is very nice. Obviously, the finesse move leaves a little bit to be desired, but just when comparing the stats, he's very comparable to Ricky Jackson, who is actually someone that I actually had on my team for the All 49ers team. And like, honestly, when you put those guys side by side, like you really can't tell the difference. So that's where we're going to go ahead. Just start out the countdown with Jadeveon Clowney at the number 5 spot. Also, just one thing to keep in mind, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he is getting a Redux next Friday, which I'll make a video about that. But because of that, I would expect that his price will probably take a dip because of that. So again, another reason to think about getting Clowney, because it looks like his price probably is going to drop. So coming in at my number 4 spot, we've got Adalius Thomas. He's a outside linebacker for the Baltimore Ravens. So just the reason why I have him here is just personal preference, just more of experience. And now that I think about it, if I could probably flip-flop back and forth, I'd probably put Adalius Thomas at 5 and probably Clowney at 4, actually just looking at the speed. But just from personal experience using Adalius Thomas, he was great, especially at the beginning of the year. But he's someone that, it looks like he's going for around 80K. He's a guy that's very, he's another guy that's more of a power move type guy. 83 speed, but with the people running sprinter, and then I do see quite a bit of people running a lot of Ravens teams, or even I think he was on the Patriots too. So he's someone that you might want to consider for a budget. In this case, get him up to 87 speed and just have him rush off the end. One thing that I noticed outside linebackers, there's not very many that are very cheap. I think, a lot of the premium type guys, they're definitely up there in price. So that's why, you might see this card and think, oh, well, it's outdated. But when you really look at it compared to like the other cards that are out there, you'd understand, just because a lot of the cards, outside linebackers especially, they're going for like 150, 200, 300K at times. So, but again, not a bad idea. Coming in at the countdown, got to go ahead and give it to Adelius Thomas here. Coming in at my number 3 spot, we've got Shaquille Barrett from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, specifically his Team of the Week card. I feel like he would be a great addition to your squad, especially if you're looking for more of a finesse move type pass rusher, because if you guys look here, 83 speed, again, just looking back there, and then also he's got 93 finesse move, which is very nice if that's something that if you'd rather have finesse move as opposed to power move. This is, a great option here. And just looking through here, I don't know what it is, like, a 90 overall is super, super cheap here in this case. For 48K plus the power up, you can get yourself a bona fide pass rusher there. Kind of curious because, with my past guy, with the Adelius Thomas, he was going for about 80K. So a little bit overpriced, I think, for him, but I think he wouldn't be a bad investment, though, just kind of speaking on a tangent, because if you notice, there is a trend going on with a lot of those team diamonds that dropped earlier in the year. A lot of them, they end up getting legends cards that are going to be super juiced. So if you just want to think about that and get Adelius just for the investment and hopefully maybe have his price go up, that's another thing we're thinking about. But back to the topic here, Shaquille Barrett, 48K. I would imagine, I think he's a great option. Usually the Team of the Week players don't go for too terribly much, unless it's like the limited, of course. But I think Shaquille Barrett would be a great option, especially if you are looking more for like that finesse type pass rusher. Now, coming in at my number 2 spot, we actually have DeMarcus Ware. In this case, it's his Team of the Week from whenever he was with the Cowboys. Again, kind of sticking to that trend that I mentioned earlier, where I mentioned that, Team of the Week players are usually not too overpriced. And same thing with this DeMarcus Ware. Just looking through here again, just comparing out a Mudhead just to confirm. Even though on screen it looks like he's going for around 100K, if not a little bit more, he's around like 80 to 90 on PS4, and then he's obviously a little bit less on Xbox. So just going ahead, pulling up his stats, got 89 speed, which is very, very nice. I will say that. And he's more of like a balanced pass rusher, because he gets 89 power and 89 finesse. So if you're looking for more of a balanced pass rusher with good speed, I think DeMarcus Ware is definitely a great fit for you. And then let me just take a look at the power up. The power up obviously is a little costly there. So, if you just wanted to just work on just getting his base card. And then coming in at my number 1 spot, we've got LT Lawrence Taylor, New York Giants legend. Lawrence Taylor, he's been one of those guys who's been a staple in Madden for years now, it seems like. But, with good reason. He's always been someone that just consistently gets good cards year in and year out. I can't really remember a year where Lawrence Taylor wasn't good. So, if you look here, his regular base legends going for about 56K, so not bad. But if you wanted to go ahead and take it a step further, you could actually look to get the Redux card. Let me just take a look, though. I feel like it looks like that's actually kind of crazy. It is a little bit overpriced. I want to say he usually goes more along the lines of like 60K. 60, 70 maybe for the Redux, but he's obviously a little bit overpriced here. But, still, nonetheless, if you wanted to get the Redux, you're definitely not in a bad spot. Again, very similar to DeMarcus Ware, 88 speed, very well balanced power move, finesse move, but I don't know, I don't know if it's the coding in the game or something, but Lawrence Taylor, for whatever reason, he just absolutely just dominates my field. And what you could look to do, which is actually something that I did for my team, I ended up going and doing all the 50 solos, which I would highly encourage you, if you haven't done so already, you can get yourself a free 97 overall 50 player. Obviously it's not, but it could help you make a big addition to your squad. And I ended up using that for Lawrence Taylor, because Lawrence Taylor has been on my team the whole year, and I was just waiting for him to get an upgrade. Sure enough, I was able to make an upgrade without having to pay anything. So it does help pay to do your solos in that case. So coming in, though, number 1 spot, got to easily give it to Lawrence Taylor, outside linebacker. if there is anyone that I might have been leaving out, feel free, hit the like button, or feel free and comment down below. If you guys are enjoying the series, hit the like button like I mentioned before. And then if you guys are looking forward to the next episodes in the series, consider subscribing to the channel. And until the next one, guys, this is Dre Knows, and I'm signing out. Peace.